Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I am going to discuss about nested looping control statements in Python programming. In yesterday video, we learned about a for loop, right? We learned about some of the for loop and range data type and some of the examples related to the for loop we learned in last class, right? Here, today in this video, we are going to learn about nested looping control statements in Python programming. This is the extension to the for loop, guys. Nested looping is nothing but defining a looping control statement within the looping control statement is called nested looping control statements or nested loop, guys. For example, guys, yesterday you learned in previous class you learned about for loop, right? You learned about for loop. We know what is the for loop and what is the syntax of for loop. We know what is a for loop and what is the syntax of for loop, guys. Coming to for loop, guys, this is the only one loop, guys. This is only one loop, and we call it as this is for loop. When we call it as nested loop means inside this for loop, if we write one more loop inside this for loop, if we write one more loop, then we call it as this loop is called nested loop or nested looping control statement. Nested looping control statement. We call it as nested loop or nested looping control statement, guys. This is outer loop, guys. This is outer loop and this is the inner loop. From this outer loop we are writing one more loop inside this outer loop, then this loop is called nested loop or nested looping control statements. If you if you observe this syntax, guys, here for variable in iterable, it is the outer loop, guys. This is outer loop, and for variable in iterable, this is the inner loop. We are we are writing the for loop inside the for loop. We are writing one more for loop inside the for loop. So this loop is called this type of syntax or this type of loop is called nested looping control statement. Here this statement 1 and statement 2, these two statements belongs to this for loop, this inner for loop. These two statement 1 and statement 2 belongs to this inner for loop, guys. This inner for loop. Whatever the statement 3 here we written, this statement 3 is belongs to this outer loop, guys. This statement 3 is belongs to outer loop and this statement 1 belongs to statement 1 and statement 2 belongs to inner for loop. Why? Because here this statement 1 and statement 2 we returned inside this inner for loop. We returned inside this inner for loop. So these two statement belongs to inner for loop and this statement 3 we returned this statement 3 we returned out of the inner for loop, guys. This is inner for loop, right? This is inner for loop. We are writing this statement 3 out of the inner for loop. So this statement 3 is belongs to this outer for loop, guys. This statement 3 is belongs to outer for loop and this statement 4 is not belongs to any loop here. This statement 4 is the out of the loop. This statement is out of the loop. It is not belongs to any inner loop and any outer loop. It is the out of the loop, guys. This statement 4 is out of the loop. This is, we call it as this one, this type of for loop, we call it as, guys, this type of for loop. Like this same way, we can write while loop also. Inside, this is while loop, right? This is while, this is while, and this is a condition. While condition, this is outer loop. This is outer loop. And again, we are writing here one more loop inside the one while loop. This while loop, this here. This while loop we call it as, this is inner while loop, right? This is inner while. Inside this while loop, we are writing one more while loop. Then this type of loop is called nested looping control statement. Nested looping control statement or nested loop. We call it as a nested loop. Like this, we have to write a syntax for nested looping control statement. If you want to perform two conditions in the same way, at a time, if you want to perform two condition, at first we have to check one condition. Then after, if you want to check one more condition related to same data, then you go with for nested for loop or nested while loop, guys. Then you go with nested for loop or nested while loop. Coming to this nested for loop, guys, coming to this nested for loop, here I will explain you some of examples related to this nested for loop. Is nothing but patterns, guys. It is nothing but patterns. Now I explain two or three programs related to patterns, and then you can understand what exactly, how exactly the nested looping control statement is useful in programming language, especially in Python. Now let's move to that pattern programs, guys. Then you can understand how this nested loop is going to work. Now I am opening that ideally, Python ideally. This is our ideally, guys, Python ideally. I'm opening the new file. I am writing the code here. Here my concept is here my concept is I have to print code like one. This is the one pattern, guys. One, two, three, four, five, two, 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 three, 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 three. Four, 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 five, 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 guys. This is the my pattern, guys. Now I am going to write a program for this pattern. This is actually what I have to print by using nested for loop, guys. Here, this columns, this row is belongs to I value, and this columns belongs to j value, guys. Here I equal to 0 and j equal to 0. Here the value 1 I have to print up to 5 times. Here I have to print, and I have to come uh, after printing up to 5 ones, I have to come to next line. Here I have to come to next line, and again here I have to print 2 for 5 times. Again I have to come to next line. Again I have to print 3 for 5 times. Again I have to come to next line. This is the procedure how I have to print this pattern by using nested for loop, guys. Guys, if I want to perform this pattern, first I have to take for loop. I have to iterate the for loop. How many times I have to iterate this for loop means, here I have to print up to 4 numbers, right? Here, here I have to print up to 5 numbers. Here I have to print 5 numbers. I have to print means I have to iterate the for loop. I have to iterate the for loop for 5 times. For each and every line, I have to iterate the for loop for 5 times, guys. I have to iterate for loop for 5 times. I have to iterate the for loop, and after iterating the for loop for 5 times, again I have to come to next line, and again I have to iterate the for loop again 5 times, again next line, and again 5 times. This is how we are going to write a code, guys. Now I will write a code, then you can understand what exactly and how the nested for loop is going to work. Here I am taking for I in range of range of 1 comma 6 guys. For I in range of 1 comma 6, and for j in range of 1 comma 6, 1 comma 6, and I am printing the value, I, comma, end equal to space, and after printing the value I am printing the new line to print the value 2. This is the code guys. This is code related to this is the code related to this pattern guys. Here at first here I taken for I in range of 1 comma 6 guys. In previous video I explained how a range data type will work in for loop, right? Range data type for loop లో ఎలా వర్క్ చేస్తుందో నేను నిన్నటి క్లాస్లో మీకు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేశాను. ఇక్కడ here range of 1 comma 6 means range of 1 comma 6 ante range of 1 comma 6 means here this range function it will iterate the for loop up to 5 times guys. Here for starting value this is the start value and this is the stop value, and step by default for range data type step value is 1 guys. By default range data type step value is positive one. So here starting value is 1 guys, and step value is 1. So in between these two the difference is 1 guys. In between these two the difference is 1. So again it will print 3, again it will give 4, again it will give 5. Here the stop value is 6 guys, but in the range data type it will print up to the before the value of end value. Here the stop value is 6, it will print up to 5. Suppose the stop value is 7 means it will print up to 6. It will print up to 6. Here I have to iterate the for loop for 5 times, right? Here I have to iterate the for loop for 5 times. So that is the reason why I took range from 1 to 6 guys. That is the reason why I took here range from 1 to 6. Why? Because I have to iterate the for loop for 5 times. So I taken a range of 1 comma 6 guys. Range of 1 comma 6. Here the range value first it will take 1, then after 2, then after 3, 4 and 5. Up to 5 it will take guys. And here inside the for loop this is outer loop, and this is inner loop guys. This is inner loop and this is outer loop. Inside the outer loop I am writing one more loop called for loop. So this one is called nested for loop guys. This one is called nested for loop. Here I am taking again for loop for j in range of 1 comma 6. Here also it will iterate the for loop for 5 times. Here also same as before case, same as before. In the inner loop also it will iterate the for loop for 5 times. It will iterate the for loop for 5 times. And after coming to this loop, here I written one statement called print of I comma end equal to, I am keeping some space here. Here I am printing the value. This this print value, this print statement is right. Here I written a print statement. This print statement is belongs to this inner for loop. This print statement This print statement is belongs to inner for loop, and this outer print statement is belongs to outer loop. This print of function is belongs to outer loop. and this print of I comma end equal to space, this belongs to inner for loop, guys. Here, after iterating, first it will take I value here, first it will take first it will take I value as 1, first it will take I value 1, and here from here also it will take j value 1, here j value, here I value 1 and j value 1, guys, j value 1. Here I am printing the I value, here I am printing the I value 1, here I am printing the I value 1, here, here I am printing I value 1, and I am giving some space after printing. After printing, without moving to next line, I am giving some space, and again I am printing. Here, here the j iterates up to 5 numbers, right? Here, this for loop iterate up to 5 times, right? Up to 5 times this j for loop iterate. At first it taken j value as 1 and it is comes to this statement and printing the I value as 1, and again I am providing some space here, some space here. Again the for loop iterates, again the first value comes out, then it will take j value as 2, here j value 2 here it will take, and again I am printing the one more print value of 5. Here the I value is 1, right? Here the I value is 1. Again it is iterating the for loop. Now it will take j value 3, and again I am printing the I value 1, and again it is taking j value 4. Again I am printing the I value 1, and again it is taking j value 5, and again I am printing the I value 1, guys. This is this is how this inner for loop is going to work. This is how this inner for loop is working. And after completion of this inner for loop, after completion of this inner for loop, I am printing the print function. This print function, it will give new line. It will give new line, guys. This print function, this print off is there, na? This print off it give new line. New line it will print, guys. It prints new line. So now I am here in this line. Now I am here in this line. Again, here the I value, now the I value 1 is cancelled. Now the I value becomes 2, the I value becomes 2, and j value again it will repeat up to 5 times. First it will take j value 1, j value 1, and I am printing the I value as 2, I value as 2, and again the j value becomes 2, and again I am printing the I value 2, again the j it takes 3, and again I am printing the I value 2. Like that it will print up to 5 numbers. Like that it will print up to 5 numbers. Why only 5 numbers means, here I taken range data type, here I taken range data type from 1 to 6, guys. I am iterating this inner for loop from 1 to 6 means 5 times I am iterating. So it will take up to 5 times it will iterate. The j value, first it will take 1, second it will take 2, then after 3, then after 4, then after 5. It will iterate this inner for loop up to 5 times. This up to 5 times, in this up to 5 times iteration, I am printing the only I value. Here I am printing the only I value. I am not printing any j value, guys. I am printing only I value. Here the I value up to 5 iteration, the I value is same. For suppose if the I value is 1, up to 5 iteration, the I value is same. Here the I value is same. Again, the I value becomes 2, I value becomes 2, and up to 5 iteration, the I value becomes same, the I value becomes same. and again the I value become 3, and up to 5 iteration the I value becomes 3 only. The I value is 3 only. Like that it will iterate this pattern, guys. This is how nested for loop is going to work. Now I will execute this program and I will show you the output, how it is going to give an output as a pattern. See guys, now I am storing. See guys, up to 5 times it is iterating the only one called I value. Up to 5 times only I value it is iterating 2. Up to 5 times 3, up to 5 times 4, and up to 5 times 5. This is This is one small example related to nested for loop, guys. This is the one small example related to nested for loop, and this example is comes under patterns, guys. This example comes under patterns programming. And if we take one more example related to pattern, guys, if we take one more example related to pattern, here I am taking one more example for for I in range of for I in range of 5 comma 0 comma minus 1, for j in range of for j in range of 1 comma 6, I am printing the value called end equal to space I am providing, and after printing this I value I am printing the new line, guys. This is the one more pattern program related to nested for loop, guys. Here here what output it will give means here what output it will give means here it will give here it will give 5 5 up to 5 times it will give 5, then after 4 3 3 2 1 2 and 3. See guys, here what is happening means here what is happening means here here same for loop I am taking. This is outer for loop, guys. This is this is outer for loop. This is outer for loop and this is inner for loop. This is outer for loop and this is inner for loop, guys. Here the j here I value the range for I in range of 5 comma 0 comma minus 1. Here 5 comma 0 comma minus 1 in the sense here range data type I am using. Here start value is 5. Here start value is 5 and stop value is 0 and stop value is 0 and step value minus 1, guys. Step value minus 1. The step value minus 1 means it will decrease the values from the starting to the end. Here the start value is 5. Here the start value is 5 and step value is minus 1 means in between these two numbers the step value becomes minus 1. So here it will give 4. Again the step value is minus 1. It will give 3. Step value minus 1, 2 and step value minus 1 and 1. This is how I value it will give this range data type. It generates the value from 5 to 5 4 3 2 1 and finally 0, but it won't take the end value. It will print before the end value only. So it will generate the numbers integers from starting value 5 to 1, starting value 5 to 0. It means up to 1 it will iterate. Then then after then after here if you take Here j value equal to j value, starting value is 1 guys and ending value is 6. It means starting value 1, by default step value is 1. Here I mentioned in outer loop, I mentioned step value equal to -1, but in the case of inner for loop, I am not mentioning any step value. It means by default the step value is step value is positive integer. It means positive 1. So j value 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5. The stop value is the 6 guys, but it will not take this 6 value. It will take up to 5 only. It will take up to 5 only. And and here the I value becomes here here I value equal to 1 guys. In first case for I in range of uh, here I value 5, here I value for I in range of 5 comma 0 comma -1 means here the first I value is 5 and it is come to this inner loop. For j in range of 1 comma 6 means first it will take j value 1 and I am printing the I value 5. I am printing the I value 5 and again I am taking j value 2 for j in range of 1 comma 6. Now 1 is completed. 1 is completed. Now I am taking 2 and I am printing the I value 5. I value 5 I am printing and the 2 is completed. 2 iterations completed. This is the third iteration. Here j value 3 and again I am printing I and I am providing space here. Printing I. Here the I value is 5. Third iteration. Now it comes to fourth iteration and again in the fourth iteration also I am printing the value I. It will print the value 5 and fourth iteration completed and again I come to fifth iteration and again I am printing the value I, it printing the value I5. The fifth iteration is completed. Here the j value from 1 to 5, the iterations completed guys. Here the iterations completed. So again it will move to, then after it will print the new line. Then after it print function, the print function print the new line. This print function is it is printing the new line and it is come to new line. Then after again I value, here I value 5 is completed, right? Here I value 5 is completed. Now the I value is 4. Here the I value 5 completed. Now I value becomes 4. Again it came to inner loop j in range of 1 comma 6. Again it is repeating same thing. Again it will first iteration it will print 4. In second iteration it will print 4. Third iteration print 4. Fourth iteration is so print 4. In fifth iteration also it will print 4. Up to 5 times it is printing the 4. Again this print function it comes to new line and the here again it will start from the starting. Here I value becomes, here I value becomes 3. Here I value becomes 3 and again it is j is repeating one more 5 times. One more 5 times it is repeating and 3 is printing here. Then after 2 is printing. Then after 1 is printing. Like this nested for loop is uh, is used to print patterns guys. It is used to print patterns. This is how nested for loop we are going to use to print the patterns, if I want to use loop inside one more loop, if I want to use one more loop, then I have to go nested for loop. Here I am printing the, here I am executing. See guys, in first line it is printing 5, second line it is printing 4, third line it is 3, 2 and 1. I hope you understand. I hope I hope you understand what is what is the nested looping control statement. Defining looping control statement within the looping control statement is called nested looping control statement. Defining one loop inside the another loop is called nested loop or nested looping control statement. Here, for example, if you take for loop, inside the this for loop, I am printing the one more for loop I am using. This comes under nested for loop. This statement 1, statement 2 belongs to this for loop. Statement 3 belongs to this for loop. And statement 4 is belongs to out of the loop. Out of the loop. This is all about nested for loop, guys. I mean nested looping control statements. And I also discussed some two of the pattern examples. In coming video, I will explain you two more patterns, how to work with patterns by using nested looping control statements. For today, this is all about, guys. Mm, Coming to general, if you like my video and if you like my content, what I am teaching to you, please subscribe to my channel and like it and click the bell icon. Then you will get new notification whenever I made a new video. Then you can easily watch without missing any video in the tutorial of Python, and share to your friends those who are learning Python. And I am also creating AWS series videos also, which is the combination of Python and AWS booming in the industries. You get a job as a fresher easily at present situations and present conditions, guys. That's all for today, guys. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye, guys. See you tomorrow. Please subscribe to my channel, guys. This is the most important thing, right? Okay, bye bye. Bye bye.